Freezing Russian assets. U.S. sends tough message to Moscow, Europe. Concerns, Kremlin resentments. The Biden administration is accelerating the final steps to seize hundreds of billions of dollars in Russian assets as his term nears its end. The goal is to move about $300 billion in Russian assets frozen in Western countries into a new escrow account, according to two senior administration officials. A senior U.S. official told CNN that the message to Moscow is clear. If Russia wants its money back, it has to come to the table. The plan has also been consulted with President-elect Donald Trump's national security team, who has generally supported the strategy. The Trump administration believes that asset seizures will create new pressure to force Russia to negotiate on Ukraine. However, the idea has been met with skepticism from European partners, who worry that the move could violate international law. For more than a year, U.S. officials have been trying to persuade and allay these concerns in order to find ways to use the frozen Russian assets in Ukraine's favor. Previously, the G7 and the European Union, EU, reached an agreement in 2023, allowing the use of accumulated interest on frozen funds to provide a $50 billion loan to Ukraine. According to the agreement, the EU will contribute $19 billion. The U.S. will commit $20 billion. The rest will come from the UK, Canada, and Japan. However, European countries remain skeptical about whether Mr. Trump, who will officially take office in 2025, will continue to maintain this commitment. By December 2024, the U.S. had transferred $20 billion to the World Bank, WB, but only $1 billion was disbursed to Ukraine, putting great pressure on the progress of financial aid. Meanwhile, the Kremlin continues to react angrily to the West's moves. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has repeatedly criticized the freezing and seizure of Russian assets, calling them absolutely illegal and a violation of all international norms. Peskov said Moscow would take appropriate legal measures against those involved in the decision. The use of Russian assets remains a divisive issue between the U.S. and Europe and has increased tensions with Moscow. While the U.S. wants to send a strong message, Europe must carefully consider not to fall into a situation of violating the law or further complicating international relations. These developments show that the geopolitical confrontation between the West and Russia shows no signs of cooling down, especially when hundreds of billions of dollars worth of frozen assets become a strategic negotiating tool.